a clown. We will continue to speak out against wrongdoing.
Why won't you step down?
Well, for the first time in many weeks, Dolton trustees and Mayor Tiffany Henyard held a public meeting together, but not at Village Hall.
Get ready for some serious tea because we're diving deep into the latest drama coming out of Dolton, Illinois. And trust me, you're not going to believe what's going down with none other than Mayor Tiffany Henyard. This situation is wild. While it's like something straight out of a movie, only this is real life. Buckle up, because we're about to break down how Henyard turned a simple village board meeting into a full-blown political circus. And if you thought politicians were boring, wait until you hear about this one.
South suburban politician Tiffany Henyard appears to have lost control of both governments.
So, picture this. Dolton's village board is gathered, just like any other night, ready to discuss the usual boring stuff: budgets, property sales, the typical government business. But then, in walks Mayor Henyard, making a grand entrance like she's the star of her own reality show. And y'all, she didn't just stroll in quietly. Nope, she came in with her entourage, all confident, and dropped a bombshell that left everyone in the room stunned. She announced that she was vetoing every single bill the trustees had passed. Like what? Every single one. Now, if you know anything about how local government works, you know this is not how things usually go down. The trustees are the ones who represent the people of Dolton. They're elected to make decisions for the community. But here's Henyard basically saying, nah, I'm the boss here, and I make the rules. And the best part, she did it with so much flair, it was like she was channeling her inner dictator. She even reportedly said, "This is my town," while vetoing the bills. Can you imagine? The audacity.
And Micah, tonight was a special board meeting because business has not gotten done at 2 previous meetings. So that's some progress there. But this meeting was not without its fair share of tension.
Let's rewind a little bit to give you some context on what's been going on in Dolton. Tiffany Henyard was elected mayor in 2021. And from the jump, her tenure has been nothing short of controversial. From accusations of financial mismanagement to allegations of using taxpayer money like it's her personal piggy bank, Henyard has made headlines for all the wrong reasons. But this latest stunt vetoing every single bill the trustees passed takes things to a whole new level. And the bills she vetoed? They weren't just any old bills. These were important decisions that the village needed to make to address some serious financial issues. For example, one of the bills was about getting a commercial appraisal for selling the Melanie Fitness Center, a property that's been costing the village way more than it's worth. The trustees wanted to sell it to save money and avoid raising taxes, but Henyard swooped in and put a stop to it with her veto. Talk about power moves, right?
Henyard's landlord showed up here to see her tenant in person after she says Henyard has been dodging both her and rent payments for months.
But here's where it gets even crazier. As soon as Henyard made her dramatic announcement, people in the room were shocked. You could hear gasps, and some folks were even muttering in disbelief. It was like something out of a soap opera, and everyone was thinking, did she really just do that? Like, who does she think she is? It's one thing to veto a bill here and there, but to veto everything. That's next level power tripping. So, why did Henyard veto these bills? Well, according to her, the people elected her to make decisions, and she's not about to let the trustees undermine her authority. In her words, she's the one in charge, and she's going to make the calls, whether people like it or not. But of course, not everyone is buying what she's selling. Critics are saying that this is just another example of Henyard overstepping her bounds and trying to turn Dolton into her personal kingdom. And honestly, it's hard not to see it that way when you look at everything else she's been accused of.
A Dolton home that she leased to Mayor Tiffany Henyard has filed eviction papers. She says Henyard has not paid her rent, and now she wants her.
Let's talk about the Melanie Fitness Center for a second. This place has been a huge financial drain on the village. It costs more to keep it open than it brings in. And it's basically just sitting there, being used for random parties every now and then. The trustees figured it made sense to sell the property, get some cash, and stop wasting money on utilities and maintenance. But Henyard? Nah, she has other plans. She vetoed the sale, leaving the village stuck with a property that's bleeding money. And get this, she once put up a sign outside the fitness center that cost around $50,000. Yeah, you heard that right. $50,000 for a sign. And the kicker, the sign was supposed to announce that the fitness center was being turned into a police station. But guess what? That never happened. It's just another example of how Henyard's decisions are costing the village big time. Now, let's get into the reaction from the trustees. Trustee John Marks, who's been one of Henyard's most vocal critics, didn't hold back after the meeting. He called Henyard's veto a direct assault on the democratic process. And honestly, he's got a point. The trustees are elected to represent the people. And when Henyard vetoes everything they pass, she's basically saying that their voices and by extension, the voices of the people don't matter. Marks said, "We're here to serve the people of Dolton. This is not about personal politics or power grabs. This is about doing what's best for our community." And it's hard to argue with that. At the end of the day, the village needs solutions, not more drama, and Henyard's actions are making it harder for the trustees to get anything done.
Dolton Township tonight as another board meeting got canceled because of a lack of a quorum.
And that came after a disagreement about where to hold the meeting as trustees expressed concerns for their safety.
But this latest veto isn't just a one-off thing. It's part of a bigger pattern with Henyard. Ever since she took office, she's been making headlines for all the wrong reasons. There have been accusations of reckless spending, a lack of transparency, and even rumors that she's using the village's funds like her personal credit card. In fact, former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot even launched an investigation into Dolton's finances, and the results were shocking. The village's general fund balance went from a surplus of over $5 million in 2022 to a deficit of nearly $4 million by the middle of 2024. That's a massive swing, and it's left a lot of people wondering where all that money went. And if you think that's bad, wait until you hear about Henyard's shopping habits. According to reports, she's been using the village's credit card to make all kinds of personal purchases. We're talking about spending thousands of dollars on sites like Amazon, Target, and Wayfair. One report even claimed that she spent $43,000 in a single day on Amazon. Like, what could you possibly need that costs $43,000 on Amazon? It's mind-boggling, and it's no wonder people are questioning whether Henyard is fit to lead.
It's a power grab. That's it. Power and money grab.
But Henyard isn't just facing criticism from the trustees and the public. She's also dealing with a federal investigation. Yup, you heard that right, the FBI is involved. And they've been looking into her spending habits and how she's been managing the village's finances. And honestly, it's about time. With everything that's been going on, it's clear that something isn't right, and people are demanding answers. Now, you'd think with all this heat on her, Henyard would be laying low and trying to smooth things over. But nope, that's not her style. Instead, she's doubling down, and she's even hinted that she's planning to seek the arrest of her political opponents. That's right, Henyard went on Facebook Live recently and made some pretty bold statements about how she's going to press charges against the people who have been lying about her. She didn't say exactly what crimes they committed, but she made it clear that she's ready to fight back. And let's be real, this sounds like something straight out of a reality show. Like, we've seen beefs between politicians before, but Henyard threatening to arrest her opponents. That's a whole new level of drama.
We talked to Tiffany Henyard's landlord, and she says she came to this Dolton Township meeting Tuesday night hoping to get paid what she says she's owed.
But wait, there's more. Not only is Henyard dealing with political turmoil in a federal investigation, but she's also facing eviction from her own home. Yup, you heard that right, the mayor of Dolton is being evicted for not paying rent. According to her landlord, Henyard and her boyfriend haven't paid rent since August, and now they owe thousands of dollars in back rent and late fees. And get this, they even changed the locks on the house to keep the landlord out. Can you imagine? The landlord, who once considered Henyard a friend, said she's had enough and is taking them to court to get them out of the house. And if you think that's bad, it gets worse. Henyard's landlord, Janet Hull, said that after she raised the rent by $200, Henyard's boyfriend, Camel Woods, said they couldn't afford it. Now keep in mind, Henyard and Woods are both pulling in over $300,000 a year. That's a lot of money, so how are they struggling to pay an extra $200 a month? It's not adding up. And people are starting to question how someone who's making that much money can't afford rent. Hull said she's tried to serve them with eviction papers, but so far, they've managed to avoid being served. It's a mess, why all? And it's just another example of how Henyard's personal life is spiraling out of control.
Just here because I'm at wit's end, and I fear that I'm going to go into foreclosure soon if I can't get this matter handled.
Despite all of this, Henyard is still pushing forward with her political career. In fact, she recently announced that she's running for re-election. That's right, despite the federal investigation, the eviction drama, and the constant criticism from the community, Henyard is confident that she'll win another term as mayor. And honestly, you've got to admire her confidence. She's facing an uphill battle, but she's not backing down. In her announcement, she even said that she expects to win in a landslide, just like she did in 2021. But with everything that's been going on, it's hard to imagine that the people of Dolton are going to give her another chance. And let's not forget the fans' reactions to all of this. People have been sounding off in the comments, and let me tell you, they are not holding back. One fan wrote, Henyard needs to be vetoed out of office, period. And honestly, can you blame them? With everything that's been going on, it's hard to see how Henyard can continue to lead the village. Another fan suggested they need a federal judge to judge her. Then the local judges cannot release her or throw out the verdict. Yikes. People are fed up, and they're not afraid to say it.
No one, and I repeat, no one can run circles around me when it comes to public service.
But what do you think? Is Henyard's time as mayor coming to an end, or does she still have a chance to turn things around? Will the people of Dolton forgive her for the mess she's made, or is this the beginning of the end for her political career? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates on this wild story. We'll be keeping an eye on this one. because something tells me this is far from over. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.